Well, this is a great story. On the other hand, a Byron Center man has gone from flatlining to thriving, surviving both a heart attack and a lung transplant.
Yeah, Jim Oldfield has now competed in more marathons and triathlons and Ironman competitions than he can even keep track of. He says all of that is thanks to his family, doctors, and a sizable dose of old-fashioned grit.
This is my domain. This is me.
This small but well-equipped home gym in Byron Center, a testament to Jim Oldfield's journey that started traumatically in 2003.
It was 5:35 a.m. because I just put out my last cigarette. Just put it out, I looked at my watch, and I went black.
Jim passed out from a heart attack in his driveway, his wife, Deb, rushing him to urgent care.
I wanted her to stop at my office to write a note down to say I wasn't going to be in today, or maybe later.
I said, no.
The very next day, Jim underwent triple bypass surgery at Spectrum Health.
And that hurt like the dickens when I woke up.
The pain actually a catalyst for a lifestyle overhaul.
I did everything wrong. You know, I smoked, I ate terrible. I didn't exercise at all. I mean, I didn't like to sweat. And, you know, Deb wanted me to go for walks, and I'd say, that's why they invented cars.
But you'd never know he felt that way by looking at the dozens of medals.
Little Rock Marathon, that one hurt.
And bibs that now grace his walls.
8 Ironmans, full Ironman distance, and 15 and a halves, which seemed like a lot after I looked it up.
Jim competed in more Ironman races than he can count from 2007 to 2015, a streak broken by more bad news in 2018 after Jim noticed he was getting more and more breathless during cycling class.
He diagnosed him with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Long words for a bad situation.
For a second time, doctors told the Oldfields Jim wouldn't survive without drastic measures.
The disease was very advanced, and his prognosis was quite poor.
Dr. Retta Gergis, one of Jim's pulmonologists at Spectrum Health, says his only option was a double lung transplant.
His motivation, his desire to want to do this, and his confidence that he can handle it, and his caregiver that was going to be at his side helping him out, those things gave us tremendous confidence that he had what it takes to get through successfully.
Jim waited 54 days on the waiting list, remaining active, even bedside at the hospital, before learning his new lungs were ready.
There's nothing like having someone else's body parts in you. It just isn't. There's no way to describe it. Other than it's a gift that you take care of.
We could never thank them enough.
No,
I mean,
no. It was.
Someone lost their daughter, and
Yeah.
that's always been. It's so emotional for me because having kids ourselves, I don't know what we'd do if we lost one of our kids.
The family remaining humbled by the gift of life, even as more setbacks are thrown their way.
Last year, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. And so I have, that was the third time some doctor has said, Jim, you don't have long to live.
Jim is now on week 8 of chemotherapy, still exercising the weeks when he's not undergoing treatment.
It's a bump in the road.
A bump the family is used to navigating together and undoubtedly will overcome.
God, family, and friends, that's what you depend on all your life.
Just keep going. Don't stop, because Jim's a good example of what you can do. I mean, just because you have a bump in the road doesn't mean you can't get back on your feet and keep going.
And for some perspective here, Jim is now 69 years old, so that means he started all of his Ironman and marathon training in his mid-50s. He's an avid volunteer with several organizations, including the American Heart Association. He says he is now also a registered organ donor. And with all those medals on the wall, he said his favorite are the ones that his grandkids made him. He said those ones are priceless.
Yeah.
They are hanging right there front and center. And there's really cool medals there. They spin around, they're shiny, but he said those ones are #1.
Earned every single one of them, and
He
to
certainly
be
did.
able to start that late in life, too.
Yeah.
Good motivation
He's an
for anyone
active guy.
putting off the gym today.